Okay, Pisces. My babies. How are you guys doing? Good? I hope you all were like, I'm so good. Good. I just sprayed this like lavender spray. That's really strong. Okay, let's get into your reading, Miss Pisces. You know that I'm a fellow Pisces, so always fun to read your own sign and connect with your peeps. Though I love all my signs and all my peeps. All of you carry such beautiful medicine and energy in your own unique ways. So let's see what's going on for Pisces. We got a lot going on in your sign right now. Feel free to check out the August astrology video to kind of get a good idea of what's going on. I always am someone who likes to kind of talk about where we're coming from, talk about where we're at, and where we're going, so we can get a big perspective, a bigger outlook on everything going on, the full picture, if you know what I'm saying. So we have, I believe, no, they're not there yet. I go in depth in the August astrology, but we will have both Neptune and Saturn dipping back into Pisces. And we just had Chiron. Don't mind Miss Zora huffing and puffing like she has a full-time job back there. We will have we just had Chiron go retrograde in Aries, so lots going on in the sky. Let's get one more card before I tell you what's going on here in your reading. Okay. This came up for another sign. You could have, I believe it was Aquarius. No. Was it? Wait, let me look. Yeah, this was Aquarius. They also got, you could have Aquarius in your chart is what I was going to say. And they got clairaudience in their reading as well, which you have as the overall energy on the bottom of the deck. And they also got this spiritual understanding card. So, feel free to check that out if the title aligns with you, or if you have it in your chart. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or if you just feel connected to Aquarian energy. You are in the age of Aquarius, so Aquarian energy is pretty prominent right now, I guess you could say. But let's get into it. So we have out of the gate, peace. Archangel Shamuel, peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Outdoors, Archangel Jophiel. I hope I'm saying these right. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. Spiritual understanding, Archangel Raziel. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So, you could be really going through some type of awakening right now, and Spirit is trying to get you to really tap into this sense of peace, and utilizing nature to come back to your original state, our natural essence, our natural state of being, which is this energy of peace, so that you can be clear within your vessel to receive spiritual understandings and information from your angels, guides, ancestors. And you could also have your clairs opening up. You could be getting messages through your dream state. You could be literally hearing information through meditation. You could have songs coming through, music coming through, voices coming through. You could also notice that, like, being a Pisces too, you have the North Node in your sign right now. You could feel really in tune with the universe at this time. And I think Pisces have that natural ability, especially when they're clear and just with kind of the astrology going on is more supportive, I think, to us, more than I would say like Pluto in Capricorn era was. So you could notice that in the past couple of years, your intuition and your gifts are really opening up, which makes sense as we move into this age of Aquarius. Collectively, we're really shifting our energy, and our understanding of the spiritual realms in general. Um, yeah, you could also notice a lot of synchronicity throughout your days, or a lot of signs, maybe through numbers, license plates. Um, and the more you tune into that piece, the more that you tune into your guides, your ancestors, and you create a relationship with them, the deeper that the insight will come through. But with that insight does come a responsibility. And somebody in my community recently put out a video talking about ancestral connection and the deep respect and reverence um, that should come with connecting to ancestors. And that's something that I'm trying to deepen myself. Just my understanding of my own lineage and my ancestors, and how to respectfully and, I guess, I don't want to say properly, but properly connect with them in a way that is intentional, um, and just always coming from a place of like questioning myself, and there's just always more to learn, right? But where was I going with that? Just how, yeah, the idea of like when we connect with our ancestors, she made a really beautiful point of, we could be sitting in meditation and calling upon our ancestors for help, for clarity, for this, for that. But how often do you just connect to your ancestors, to create a relationship with them and to connect with them and understand them, and also listen to them and carry the responsibility of um, listening and taking action on the messages shared. And yeah, so it's just interesting to think about how you can be a collaborator within those relationships and connections, rather than always looking at it as there's something to gain from it, rather than giving back, I guess. Seeing it as a give and take and a relationship, rather than something for you to just get help from. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Okay. So let's get into your reading for August. In the past, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Lover's card, it's all about the eyes, Chico, Page of Wands, the World card, the Five of Swords, the Page of Swords. I will talk to you about all of these cards as well once I get them all laid out. Sorry if you can hear that motorcycle. It's so loud. Hopefully not, because I have a way of reducing the outside noise, but just in case, I will apologize. Let's see what's going on in the future here, y'all. Okay. Okay, my Pisces. Yeah. All right. You got the Ten of Swords on the bottom, so that is the overall energy of this reading. So I feel like you could have gone through something difficult recently. But I want to share with you that the worst is over, and this is kind of what's going on underneath the surface. So I want to tell you about this. We have that Queen of Wands and this Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, okay, walking towards that Ace of Cups in the sky, the Hermit card. Yeah, so I get this sense that whatever you're walking away from was an important part of your journey and your lessons to step into a deeper and more authentic version of you that is rooted in self-assurance and just like a stable internal realm, and helping you to become more dynamic and more confident in the external world. And ultimately walking away from something is helping you to, yeah, step deeper into your power. We do create these soul contracts ahead of, like, I've noticed in my own experiences, like, things that felt really negative or very, like, a lot of tension or a lot of, like, uncomfortable energy when detaching or from relationships that weren't aligned with me. I often can feel this sense of like, we signed up for this and like you are making this choice to force me to choose myself. And I mean, maybe that's like toxic positivity, but thinking about things in that way really helps me to understand why things happen and to not like get so attached and hung up on the outcomes of certain situations and just trust that there's like a bigger divine plan at play. So in the past, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Lover's card, and the Page of Wands. So pretty positive energy overall. So I want to ask about this Lover's card and this Ace of Pentacles. So let's start with the Ace of Pentacles. What is this Ace of Pentacles showing up here for? What's kind of going underneath the surface of this Ace of Pentacles? Whatever cards I don't pull on in this general reading, I will do in the extended. We have the Hermit card in reverse. I feel like something about coming out of the Hermit energy now and stepping into light, but that time away from people and that time of solitude really allowed you to understand your light from within, and it's bringing in new opportunities in your current reality. What is this Lover's card about? A choice. Okay, so I feel like you have a choice. But also it's like you don't really have a choice. Like you know what the right choice is and you're being taken out of something that was not rooted in a foundation that was meant to last. It was more like lessons from your past that were teaching you about your worth and value, and just like also you aligning with your truth and who you are and releasing things that maybe like super traditional so that you can step into this magician energy, this manifesting energy, and move in a new innovative direction. What's this Page of Wands about? So you could have some opportunities coming in towards you in the past, the recent past. So yeah, I feel like this is you breaking away from traditional ways of showing up in the world. What is this Page of Wands? What is this Page of Wands, please? That wanted to come out. 10 of Wands. So yeah, I feel like I get the sense of like once you put the burdens down, you're gonna get new, that might seem small at first, new small, divinely guided opportunities coming your way. What is this World card about? What is this World card about? What is this World card about? That was way too many. We're gonna keep shuffling. Yeah, what's going on underneath the surface of this World card? Let me rephrase my question. Yeah, they wanted me to ask a better question. I have to remember that anytime I feel like my this deck specifically, all the decks like speak to in a certain way. And this one, like, I feel like if I don't ask the right question, it like doesn't give me the cards. But yeah, with that World card, I feel like you are closing out really big cycles, which are leading to new, fresh opportunities. And we have the 9 of Wands in reverse and the 6 of Wands. So I get this sense that something could have became a burden, and it's like you are like cutting it at the root, like you are chopping away from anything that doesn't serve you anymore, and making room for what does. Now, I don't know what this, we do have the Fool card on the bottom too, so definitely like stepping into a whole new timeline and chapter in your life. 5 of Swords, and then the 5 of Pentacles comes out underneath it. So there could have been someone in your energy who, yeah, wasn't able to hold your frequency maybe. Do you see how like that water, the spoon isn't able to like hold that emotion and everything in that cup? So I feel like you could be focused on something from the past and looking at the spilled cups of the past. And someone who just like, not necessarily like they're a bad person or anything, but maybe just like not mature enough or just not ready to hold what you got to offer, girl or boy or they or them. So in the present, I feel like you could still be healing and working through that energy, but it doesn't feel super heavy or anything. This feels like honestly a surprisingly light reading considering just that we're stepping into August and everything, and we have some big energy happening in August. But I feel like Pisces has been going through it just based off like the readings I've been looking at. So I feel like that's kind of why this feels like a lighter reading. There's not like a whole ton of major arcana or anything. And I feel like that is because you are meant to be leaning into this energy of peace at this time and clearing, so that you can make space for big things to come through. So that Page of Swords does give me a good feeling. Like I feel like you're cutting away and like making amends with maybe any hurt from the past. Let's pull one card on this Page of Swords. Is that one? Yeah. Exactly, yeah. The Hangman. So in this deck, I do get different intuitive hits off this deck because of the imagery rather than the original Wider Weight, but I feel like you're really like, do you see that detachment? I feel like you're really maybe sitting again in that space, that quiet time to get clear on how you're feeling and really detaching from anything that's not serving you. And like severing away from, okay, I know that's not like how you say that sentence, but it feels like, okay, I usually don't notice this either, But this is all like in divine timing. You see that clock back there? And it's like maybe taking time and pausing in your emotional body. You see all that water for that lily to rise. And for you, in order for that lily to rise, it's like you have to detach from these old belief systems that are stuck in your mind, which is probably what attracted whatever this Five of Swords energy was in the past in the first place. And it's like the more you get clear, you see the swords energy, air energy, the mind, the more you can get clear in your mind, um, setting healthy boundaries for yourself and moving forward, the better that things are going to get. So, yeah, you have that Eight of Swords in the future. So, again, with the mind, it's like getting trapped in your mind, and there's some blockages in the mind. I don't know why I keep saying it, that need to get addressed. And then we have that Six of Wands, movement forward, and the Seven of Wands. So, six to the seven, definitely moving forward, but also, you could be setting some boundaries in that movement forward. So let's get into this. I want to see where you're headed. I want to finish pulling my other deck on these last three cards here in the future. And I just want to see, once you kind of set these boundaries, you move forward, where are you going and what's coming in for you? And we will do that, and we'll pull some oracle in the extended. So if this is your reading, feel free to follow me over there. I think I mentioned the August astrology. Feel free to check that out. And we also did an ancestor message recently that was super deep, all about stepping into a new paradigm of nourishing connections from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of codependency or lack mindset. So that was a super powerful message. Please feel free to check that out. If you want a private reading from me, you are welcome to check that out in the link or the description box below. I have a link to my website. And towards the bottom, there is a service option. And if you need any accessibility with the pricing and everything, feel free to send me a message. I have something on my website too where you can send me a message. We can work something out. So yeah, otherwise, I hope to see you guys soon. And if you want to follow me there, link is below. And I'll see you in the extended. See you so much. What? Love you so much. Okay, bye.